welcome back to my channel. You're thinking it, I'm saying it, where we talk about everything under the sun and tie it back to God. My name's Adeswa, and let's get started. So I know I haven't posted a video in a while, but your girl's back, and I got some great news. So my bestie Toby posted her YouTube channel. It's called Beautifully in Time. Y'all need to go check her out because baby girl be preaching. She be preaching. And now let's get into this episode. This episode is a kind of continuation, part 2 of one of my other videos, It Might Just Be You. But this episode is called It Might Be You, Setting Boundaries. Now, what is setting boundaries? Setting boundaries is the practice of identifying and communicating your personal limits. We all have personal limits. There's certain things that we don't like people doing. There's certain things that, it's like, okay, this is my boundary. Like, I don't cross it. If you forgive them, move on and put distance between yourself and them. You can forgive somebody, but set up those boundaries with them. Just because I forgive you does not mean I'm going to allow you back into my life again. Just because I forgive you does not mean we're going to continue on this same path that we were on that got us into this situation in the first place. You need to set that boundary now, because if you don't, it's going to be problems. You need to set boundaries with people regardless of who they are. Regardless of that they're your mom, your dad, your siblings, your significant other, set those boundaries. You are a person. You are an individual. Set those boundaries. Why? Because everyone has things that push them to the limits. You know yourself better than anybody else knows you. People swear up and down, oh, I know you better than you know yourself. It's not true. You know what sets you off. You know what gets you upset. You know what triggers you. I know for me, there's certain things that do like trigger me or get me like kind of annoyed and get me up there. So I know like, hey, I know like if a conversation is kind of, if it's going left and it's going to like annoy me or it's kind of like pushing my boundaries, I now know, okay, let's regroup or retract or let's stop this conversation here before it gets any further. Don't stay in any type of relationship that drains you more than it lifts you. That's setting a boundary. A lot of us will sit and stay in situations that don't benefit us. I know for myself, I did. I stayed in a situation that was not benefiting me, a situation that wasn't helping me, wasn't uplifting me. It was draining me more than anything. No is a complete sentence. If you don't want to do something, set that boundary and say, no, I don't want to do it. Or no, we're not doing that. Or no, I don't want this. Perfect example. I am chronically on TikTok. And I see a lot of wedding stories, mother-in-law stories, and things of that sort. And a lot of the times, these people have a hard time setting that boundary of saying, no, I don't want this at my wedding. No, I don't want this. And they let people overstep. And then now you're upset with yourself because you knew you should have said no. And I know it's not easy to say no sometimes. I'm one of those people. I used to be a people pleaser a lot. And I learned it's not getting me anywhere. People take advantage of your kindness and you need to no. And I'm learning that now at my big age of 25. I'm learning like it's okay to say no. Like no is a complete sentence. No, I don't want to do this. No, I'm not changing my date. No, I'm not doing this. Just say no. And I'm not saying that to say like, oh, be disrespectful. No. You as an adult, especially not even as an adult, as a young adult too. As a preteen, teenager, you are a person, you have rights. You can say no. Not in a disrespectful way, of course. I'm not telling nobody to go disrespect their parents, their friends, and whatnot. No, but what I am saying is it's okay to be like, I'm not comfortable with this and I don't want to do this. Simple. If they can't respect that, that's on them. A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. Proverbs 5:1. I know you're probably wondering, like, what does this have to do with setting boundaries and whatnot? Gently doing things versus, being harsh and letting your anger get the best of you. That's how problems arise. I will say, like, for me, I know I have my moments when I'm a little bit harsh, and I realize that that's what causes problems. That's when now people overstep, like they step over your boundaries, because instead of you being gentle with it and saying like, hey, like I didn't appreciate you doing X, Y, and Z. And if they now take offense to that, that's their business. But you know that you stayed calm. You set that boundary. And if they decide to disrespect that, that's when you now walk away from them. But now, if you come up to somebody, I don't appreciate you doing X, Y, and Z, and you disrespectful, and you're this, and you're that, hey, tempers will flare. Did you set the boundary? No. Now things are worse. There will be people who will try to disrespect your boundaries. Don't let them. Plain and simply, do not allow them to disrespect your boundaries. The minute you let somebody take an inch, they're going to take 2 miles. Not even a mile, 2 miles. I learned that. I'm a very quiet person. I don't like confrontation. I don't argue with people. I'm not doing any of that with you. We're adults. I'm not doing that with you. And I learned that a lot of the times because I'm not a confrontational person, I'm not going to argue or talk back. I'm just going to be like, you know what? There's no point in arguing with you. People take that as, oh, she's weak, or I am many things, but weak is not on the list. I will never let somebody now sit here and disrespect me and step over my boundaries. A lot of the times, for example, my name is Adeswa. That's how you pronounce it. There's no American version of it. There's no other version of my name. My name's Adeswa. A lot of the times people will mispronounce it. There's some people who won't mispronounce it in a rude way, but there's people who will not be like Adesua or I'll be like, that's not my name. And I'm very firm with that. That's not my name. Yes, sometimes I do go by Des, and that's fine. If you cannot pronounce my name, I'd rather you call me Des than try to butcher my name and be funny and disrespectful about it. That's my boundary. That's a boundary right there. If you cannot pronounce my name, I've said that and I said it is firm. If you cannot pronounce my name, I am not going to be mad at you and I'm not going to be upset with you if you cannot pronounce it. And be like, if you ask me, how do you pronounce my name? And I tell you it's Adeswa, and maybe you mispronounce it, I'm not going to sit there and I'll be screaming and yelling. But if you purposely are mispronouncing my name and trying to get a rise out of me, I'm not going to let you. I'll just say, you're not talking to me because that's not my name. That's been my statement. Every time somebody tries to butcher my name in a funny way, I say, you're clearly not talking to me because that's not how you pronounce my name. And I'm standing firm on that. That's a boundary that I have set with people. No, you're not going to sit here and try to play funny in my face about my name. My name? No. And, regardless of who they are, and I wanted to emphasize on that a lot, regardless of who they are, you need to set those boundaries, especially for my foreign kids, who a lot of the times it was always respect your elders, respect your elders, respect your elders, but yet the elders are the ones that are disrespecting us. The elders are the ones that are crossing those boundaries with you. You'll now say, hey, I don't want to be touched, or I'll be like, oh no, please don't grab that. That's the first thing they're going to grab. It's like, okay. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not saying be rude. I'm not saying be disrespectful. But what I'm saying is, like, if I'm setting this boundary with you, me as an adult, I'm setting the boundary with you, and you decide you want to disrespect my boundaries. Now it's a problem. But yet, we're told now we have to respect our elders. Respect is a two-way street. As people, as adults, we have to set those boundaries with people. We cannot continue to let these things slide. A lot of the times it's like, oh, because I'm not a confrontation. You don't have to be confrontational, but you need to be firm. That's one thing I'm learning. I don't have to be confrontational. I don't have to start arguments and, all this rah-rah, but be firm and stuff. And if they decide now they want to start getting rah-rah with you, just be like, you know what? This conversation isn't going anywhere. Let's table it and come back to it later. And if they decide, no, we're going to deal with this now, and be like, I'm not having this conversation with you due to the fact that it seems that emotions are high right now. Let's table the conversation and we'll move on. And I pray that we're all able to set boundaries with people. It did take me a little bit of time to start learning how to set boundaries. Like, oh, if I don't answer my phone, I'm not answering my phone. If you call me and I'm sleeping, I'm not going to answer while I'm sleeping because I know that I'm not going to give you my full attention. So do not disturb has been my friend. But that is the end of this episode. I pray that you learned something from it, you got something from it, and check out my other videos. Oh, also, before I forget, I'm now on Spotify. You can check me at You're Thinking It, I'm Saying It on Spotify. We will be on Apple Podcasts soon. I don't know when, but it's coming soon. Bye.